Hello everyone, this is Jill and I'm a creative designer for Paper Sweeties, and I'm here today to show off our October release. Debbie has released 4 stamp sets this month and 1 set of Sweet Cuts dies, and I thought I would start with the stamp set that has both stamps and Sweet Cuts dies. It's called Stitch Tags 2, and it has a tree, a mitten, and a little bow, as well as I am missing one of the dies here. Actually, I'm missing my little grommet die, which I think is over on my die cutter. But you can kind of see what it looks like right here. There's the stamp for it. Here, maybe that's a better picture. So these are the dies that you're going to get. Okay, and I'll have to look. I'm pretty sure my little grommet is over by my die cutter because I used it. So this is the cut lines for the Sweet Cuts. It shows you where how they'll arrive, and you'll need to use your little wire cutters to snip out the inside of the tree part. You can break the rest of it apart, but you'll probably need your die cutter for the interior. And that's if you want to take the grommet out of the tree so that you can make ornaments and other things with it. So those are the stamps and the Sweet Cuts. They're called Stitch Tags 2. And I'm going to move those out of the way so I can show you some projects I made with them. I made this little card using the tree, and you can see without the grommet it cuts the full tree without the little grommet hole in there. And I just used some Stickles glitter glue in a back and forth pattern to kind of make it look like the tree had tinsel, and just created this little card, and that's what the bow die looks like cut out of cardstock. So there's one little card. These are 3.5 by 5 or 3.5 by 3.5 inch square cards. And then here is the stamp for the mitten. So I stamped it out, colored it with some Copics, and then added a sentiment called Your Snow Special, and a little bit of glitter and a crocheted flower to finish off the card. And I also made some ornaments with this same die set. Here's a little mitten ornament. This is probably my favorite thing I made out of the entire release. And this little tiny holly comes in one of the snowman sets of dies from Paper Sweeties. I think it's called Snow Friends, but I'm not sure. But all of the products I used are linked on my blog at greenwoodgirlcards.blogspot.com. So if you find the project you're interested on my blog, the products I used will be linked at the bottom of the post, and I also explain how I made them in my blog post. So if you have any questions, go to my blog. That's the best way to get information. Or you can leave me a comment and I'll try and answer. So I made that ornament there, and then I made one in cream and red with a little gingham ribbon at the top. And I glued trims on the back half too, so that if the ornament turns around on the tree, it still looks cute in the back also. Okay, and what's neat is you can use the stitching lines that come with the die to help you sew around the outside of it. At least I did. I used them as a guide. And then here's a little tree ornament too. And this one I put a little loop at the top with some ribbon for the hook. So and then I made a ton of tags, which they've been handled quite a bit, so they're starting to get a little mangled. I've had to film this video several times because YouTube was having problems yesterday, and so this is actually my 3rd time trying to film a video. And I'm going to try and keep this one a little bit shorter. So I'm just showing you, this is the back, this green and polka dot is the back side of this paper. So these mittens kind of mirror each other. And the way I made these is I used a die to cut out the center, and I cut a white cardstock mitten and a pattern paper mitten, and then I glued the two together and stamped in the middle and added some glitter glue or some glitter. So I'm just going to show a few of these really quick. You get the idea. They're all identical. There's just snowflakes and hearts, and with the little bows at the top from the die cut. So here's some green and red gingham ones. Here is some red ones that have the bow cut out of felt. Okay, and here are some striped ones that have both snowflakes and hearts, and the bow is cut out of cardstock. So those are some of the mittens. And then I also made some shaker mittens, and My son has handled these ones a lot. He's been shaking them so they're losing their glitter. I'm gonna have to re-glitter them before I give them away. But these are all just little shaker mittens. So this one actually has a stamp on the inside that says "Let it snow," and you have to kind of move it around to be able to see the whole sentiment. But I think that one's my favorite. So I can't remember which ones I've showed and which ones I haven't now, but anyway, there's a whole bunch of them. Whoops. I'm running out of hands. So now I'm going to move on to the other products that Debbie released. She released a stamp set called Stand Add-on Manger. It looks like this. It has the top of a manger, a hay bale, the baby Jesus in a crib, or not a crib, what do I want to say, in a little manger. I can't think what that's called right now. It has this peace, love, and joy sentiment, which I cut apart to use on my mitten tags and my tree tags. And it says, "Away in a manger and the greatest gift." So this is what I used to make this card. And I also used the star stamp from this set, which I'll show you in a minute. So that's the star from the other set. And then I just, I added a little bit of glossy accents to the star and the baby Jesus's halo. So Iris, I think, admired this card on a post I did on my personal channel, my personal YouTube channel. So I thought I would go ahead and get a video up on the Paper Sweeties channel with this release project so that you guys could see it. There are some phenomenal projects by all of the creative designers at Paper Sweeties using this set. It's just a really charming and sweet little set. So again, it looks like this, and it is available at Paper Sweeties today. It's actually been available since the 15th. Okay, and now I've got one last thing to show you really quick. This is a little manger scene. It says "The Greatest Gift." And these are the Paper Sweeties dolls, Jake and Abigail, dressed up as Mary and Joseph with the baby Jesus in Mary's arms. And these little boutique outfit sets came out this month also, and they look like this. This one's called "The Reason for the Season," and it has Joseph's outfit in it, and it also has this cute little stamp that says "Come let us adore him." And using that stamp, I created a bunch of little tags for Christmas. So I just I stamped it in brown ink and then colored with my Copics, yellow for the star, green for the sentiment, and red for the little thing at the bottom there. So, so anyway, so that's that stamp set. And then this is Mary's outfit, and it's called "Do You See What I See?" I think is the name of the set. Excuse me, I'm choking here a little bit, coughing. Anyway, so this is the card that I made. This I actually already showed in a previous video, so I'm not going to go into detail. I want to thank you for joining us to take a look at all of the products that were released this month for Paper Sweeties. There's lots of fun coordinating products in the Paper Sweeties store also that work really well with these particular sets. So I hope that you'll go and take a look at the Paper Sweeties shop and maybe get something fun to craft with for Christmas. If you do make anything, we would love you to post it to our Facebook inspiration page. It's called Paper Sweeties Inspiration. And if you go on to Facebook and type that in, it'll come up, and we'd love to have you post your projects there. So thanks for taking a look at the October release. I hope you all have a lovely weekend. Bye now.